ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's session. This session will be on the discussing Srila Prabhupada's letter to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, which was written in the year 1949. And by examining this letter, by understanding properly, so we'll try to understand the mood and mission. So what is reflecting in this of the Srila Prabhupada, so that we will be discussing, and also we'll be seeing the same thing also from the scriptures. So scriptures also saying the same thing. The mood and mission, the Srila Prabhupada, how he drafted the same procedure, you'll be seeing in Shastra also. So that's why through Shastra and also from the heart of Srila Prabhupada, we'll try to understand. So what is this Krishna conscious movement? So okay, so our discussion will start with a letter. So this letter already I shared with all of you, and I hope so you might have went through that and studied that. So I will be once again opening that letter and we'll be discussing line by line. We'll read and try to understand. It's not just a class, it is we all together will be participating in the discussion and trying to understand, and also maybe is there any gaps are there in anyone's understanding, so we can fill that with our discussion and try to so that what is the main thing is we should understand the mood and mission of our acharyas, because everyone's mood and mission is same. It's not different actually. And execution plan also, strategy is also given. So very systematically. So Shastra itself has given. You see, this Kali Yuga is going to come, and by seeing these symptoms of the Kali Yuga, by understanding the future symptoms of the Kali Yuga, Vasudev already gave all the Puranas and Bhagavatam. That means what Vasudev is also very much worried about this society. It's not that only our acharyas. So our acharyas means not only just these contemporary acharyas, from the beginning actually. So all the acharyas are in the full alert how to save the humanity from the Ghora Kali Yuga, whatever is going to come. So in the future, that means in the ending of Dwapara Yuga itself, Vasudev he has seen future Kali Yuga will be like this, and for the saving this humanity, so he gave Srimad Bhagavatam. And then after that, time to time, so many other acharyas also came, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, so Vallabhacharya, Nimbarka, so Vishnu Swami. Like this, many acharyas came, and after that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he also, so this is Lord himself, and he propagated the Sankirtan movement. So whatever we are seeing in these acharyas' teachings, everything is based upon the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So ultimately, all the plans, strategies should be according to the Shastra. So that's why Shastra, which is given by the Srila Vasudev, and it is also not his mental speculation. It is also his, um, actually, it's a revelation. That means it is from the beginningless, from the Anadikala, it is there. And that scriptures, so he has just compiled and he gave to us. Because you see, Puranas, there are 100 crores, 100 crores of the slokas are there in the Purana. But if we give the complete syllabus to us, how many years will take? Mandaha sumanda matyo, manda bhagya upadritaha. In this Kaliga, the people are very, very lazy, and also even they are not so much having interest in this studying the spiritual subject matter. So that's why if we give the complete syllabus, we cannot get the benefit. So that's why he went into such a deep meditation, and he finally gave Srimad Bhagavatam for us. So based upon that Bhagavatam only, all the acharyas are speaking, and Srila Prabhupāda's whatever strategy we are going to discuss today, it is also according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is not at all anything new actually. So that's why we'll try to understand first letter, then also we'll see how it is so backed up by the, or is supported by the Shastra. That also we'll try to understand. Because acharyas, they never speak anything whimsically. Even Vasudev also, or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even Goswamis, nobody is speaking whimsically. Everyone is following the Shastra. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he gave this such a extraordinary thing, and which is not at all there in the Shastra. It's not like that. Whatever the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings are already there in the Bhagavatam. Because Vasudev, so this Sankirtan movement is not the today's movement. It is there in the every yuga. But what is the difference between other yugas and this yuga? In other yugas, Sankirtan movement is not prominent. But otherwise, Nama Sankirtan is done by Prahlad Maharaj, is also done by the Dhruva Maharaj and various other sages. So other devotees, they also, people, they used to hear the Krishna Katha and they purified their heart. This is there from the eternally, it is there. It is eternal principle. But in the Kali Yuga, it is more actually, it's more prominent. So that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he brought into the limelight, and it became more prominent. But we should not think that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going against the Shastras and giving something new for us, which is not said in the Shastra. No, it's not like that. Everything is based upon scriptures only. So because Vasudev is planning the scriptures, so in the ending of Dwapar Yuga for us only, that means what? If our movement is not based upon the Shastra, and if our movement is just it's just our own will, and we can do, so no, actually then what about the Vasudev's plan then? That means it's nothing but we are rejecting the Vasudev's plan. So Vasudev, if you see what is said you can see in the first canto, you can see 4th chapter. Durbhagamsa janan viksha munir divyena chakshusha sarva varnashramanam yaddadyo hitamamogadruk chaturhotram karma shuddham prajanam viksha vaidikam vyadadat yajna santatyai vedamekam chaturvidam. This is from first canto, 4th chapter. Sloka number is 18. Can anyone read the translation of this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, there is 17 and 18, right? Together.
Yes. Yes.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The great sage, who was fully equipped in knowledge, could see through his transcendental vision the deterioration of everything material due to the influence of the age. He could also see that the faithless people in general would be reduced in duration of life and would be impatient due to lack of goodness. Thus, he contemplated for the welfare of men in all statuses and orders of life.
Yes. So then after that, that means Vasudeva is foreseeing the coming yuga, that is Kali Yuga, and how the people are, so will be degraded. And for them, what he did, next it is coming. Chaturhotram karma shuddham prajanam viksha vaidikam vedadat yagna santatyai vedamekam chaturvidam rugyajusama adharvakya vedas chatvara udruta itihasa puranam cha panchamo veda uchyate tatra rigvedadar paila Samago Jaimini Kavihi Vaishampayana Evaiko Nishnato Yajushamuta. You are seeing the series of the slokas. So, what are these slokas are telling? Vasudev, previously Veda is also one, that is Yajur Veda. Then it is divided into 4 parts. So, that is a Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. So, Yajur Veda. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. Like 4 Vedas, it is divided. And also the in charge, he made someone as in charge for each Veda. And after that, what he did? Next, he did Adharvangirasama, Adharvangirasa, Angirasama Set, Sumantur Daruno Muni, Itihasa Purana Nam Pita Mero Maharshana. Taye tarshayo vedam swam vyasyanne kadha shishyai prashishyai tatshishyai vedaste shakino bhavan. So, like after that, that means he divided and he gave the controlship to the different sages. Itihasa Purana Nam. For Itihasa and Purana, who is the in charge? So, in charge is his father, that means Sota Goswami's father, Romaharshana. Then after that, ta eva veda durmedhair dharyante purushair evam chakara bhagavan vyasa rupanavatsalaha stri shudra dvija bandhunam trayi na sruti gochara karma shreyasi mudhanam shreya evam bhavediha iti bharatamakhyanam krupaya munina kritam. So by seeing the degradation of the people, and also for the women and for the Sudras and for the Dijabandhus, so he gave Mahabharat, and also after that 18 Puranas he gave, and Srimad Bhagavatam. Next, finally, ultimately what he is giving, after giving all this, he is also giving the Srimad Bhagavatam. So ultimately Vasudev is giving the Srimad Bhagavatam for entire humanity, for future, so for their benefit. So that means missionary work started from the Vasudev. That is the beginning. This mission is not started today or just 50 years back, or it's not just started before 500 years back. It is started 5,000 years back already. And after that, every Acharya is coming and reminding us whatever the initial plan is there, that same thing is reminded to all of us. By every Acharya is coming and doing that. So, and everyone is saying same thing. There is no deviation, nothing is speculation by any Acharya. If he speculates, then he cannot become under the Guru Parampara. So now the point is, that means Bhagavatam is the ultimate scripture. And now Prabhupada is writing letter to Sardar Vallabhai Patel. And whatever is discussed in that letter, And that is letter is giving the strategy for this movement, this Krishna conscious movement. And also we should see that letter is also according to the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, because that is the initial plan by the Vasudev. Okay, we'll discuss now that letter. We can open. I will share my screen. So someone can keep on reading. I will, if anyone wants to read, they can raise the hand. And yes. Slowly and nicely try to study. Yeah, Gayatri.
Hare Krishna. Honorable Sardar Dr. Vallabhji Patel, Deputy Prime Minister, Government of India, New Delhi. Revered Sir, may Your Honor accept my humble namaskara. Your Honor is well known as the Iron Man of India, but I know that you, the most practical man who can take things as they are. With this idea in view, I venture to approach Your Honor for submitting the following few lines for your consideration and necessary action.
Thank
Funds
you,
are
ma'am.
being
Wait. So paragraph by paragraph we go. So actually here just Srila Prabhupada glorifying. That means if you want to get something from anyone, so that is the approach actually. So you should also, he is not glorifying artificially. So Vallabhbhai Patel, he is called as Iron Man because he is the main role he played in bringing up all the different states together. Like at the time of Britishers, so there are different what is it? Provinces are there. Different provinces are there, like Nizam province and Maratha, and like this in India, all the different provinces. Because Britishers, what they did, they divided India based upon the provinces, and they started ruling. So each province, when they, and also at that time, some places what kings also there. Those kings in the province directly, some are directly under the Britishers, some are not directly under the Britishers. So that means those kings are still ruling and they surrendered themselves to the Britishers. So such a provinces are there. When they declared finally the independence, now the point is, so those provinces which are under the kings, those also should come together and become a one country. So discussing with them and bringing them together and making one whole country, that's India. In this, the major role is played by the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So he's the Iron Man actually. He's a very strong man actually. And he went to all the different kings and discussed and made them to accept to become a one country, and it went like this. And yeah, in the next paragraph, yes.
Funds are being collected to commemorate Mahatma Gandhiji in a fitting manner, and I beg to suggest that the same may be done in the Gandhian way and not otherwise. Gandhiji's whole life was dedicated to the service of humanity at large, with special interest for raising the moral standard. His later activities showed that he was equal to everyone, and all the people of the world knew him more as a spiritual leader than a mere politician. Devotion to Godhead was his ultimate aim, and when I say that his sacred memory should be perpetuated not in the ordinary way but in the Gandhian way, I mean that fitting respect to his memory will be done in the following manner.
Thank you, Mataji. So here already Gandhi passed away because this letter is written in 1914. So to make some memorial, because he's not an ordinary person, Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhi, because he also played some key role in getting the independence, and the whole nation also accepted him as a Pita, Jati Pita, is a father of nation, is a father of nation. So, but Prabhupada's main intention is he doesn't want to make anything political here. His main focus is spreading the Krishna consciousness. And so you may see some good qualities in anyone which is suitable for the Krishna service, and you should use those. So this is the approach of Srila Prabhupada. So some good qualities are there in someone which can be engaged in the service. Why can't we use that? So in that way, so it's not like the present day politicians, they are very different actually. They make everything as a political thing, and they want post and position, not the welfare of the society. And they might be having hidden agendas. But here Prabhupada's clear vision is, so he is seeing the devotional angle of the Gandhi. That's all. He is supporting Gandhi or not supporting is another thing. It's not a discussion. He is a fan of Gandhi. That is not our discussion. And the main point is Srila Prabhupada is seeing some good qualities in Gandhi, which can be so projected nicely so that this movement can flourish. Krishna conscious movement, spreading the Krishna consciousness can flourish. This is only his goal. And what he is saying here for that, so he is writing to this Vallabhai Patel. So Gandhi is accepted by everyone in this country, and he's giving some proposal. He's giving some proposal to Vallabhai Patel, and we should remember Gandhi. So commemorate. That means smarakam. That means we should make something memorable on his name. Some activities or some statue or something should be done so that Gandhi can be so remembered by the nation forever. So that is the logic he is using actually. So many funds are being raised on the name of commemoration to the Gandhiji. That means to make something which can be remembers us about Gandhi. For that, they are collecting a lot of funds. That's okay, fine. But here, Prabhupada is giving a proposal. Why don't we do such activities which will make people to remember Gandhi forever? And those activities also Gandhi, what is that? Gandhian way. How Gandhi was thinking, how he was doing some activities when he was alive. So that kind of activities, why don't we do? Actually, see, some points are there in the Gandhi's life also, which are looking. You can close the windows so that this will not. 1 second. Yeah. So the point is, so that see, you can understand he's bringing out the nice strategy, but just using the Gandhi's name. Like हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, तो क्या है, किसी की कंधे पर बंदूक रख के और शूट करना, उस प्रकार. Because anyway, it's good for the humanity. He is not doing any, Prabhupada is not giving any artificial proposal. Of course, Gandhi is also having some kind of that kind of, tendencies actually. So like Sankirtan movement, so and so. Okay, now we will be seeing the further next paragraph. Here, what he is saying, before that, one second. So here it is said that his later activity showed that he was equal to everyone, and all people of the world knew him more as spiritual leader than a mere politician. That means politically, many people, they analyze the Gandhi's life and they blame like anything. But Srila Prabhupada is not seeing his political face. Huh? Yeah. So he is not seeing the political face actually. He is seeing only the spiritual face of the Gandhi. And also he is saying most of the people are knowing him as a spiritual leader. Next, devotion to Godhead was his ultimate aim. So because Prabhupada is seeing his devotional life, and devotion to Godhead was his ultimate aim. And when I say that his sacred memory should be perpetuated not in the ordinary way, but in the Gandhian way. That means that's something memorable, whatever we do, that really such a way that reflecting the real mood of the Gandhi. The real face of Gandhi is he's a spiritual man. So that's why If you make something memorable thing on his name, that should be also more spiritual actually. That should be spiritual. Okay, then next. Yes, Mataji. Next paragraph.
In the first point. In the midst of his multifarious duties, Gandhiji never missed to attend to his Ramdhun Kirtana meeting. This is one of the soundest method for the culture of devotion to God. In the opinion of Srimad Bhagavatam, one who is imbibed with the devotion of Godhead is also endowed with all the good qualities of the gods, but one who is not a devotee of Godhead has not any value for his good qualities because he utilizes his so-called good qualities for ulterior purposes. As such, the easy way to raise the moral standard of people in general is to make this Sankirtan movement more popular all over the world by philosophical discourses based on reasoning and moral and ethical codes. The Vaishnava Acharyas, especially Lord Chaitanya and his 6 Goswami disciples, give us ample opportunity and scope for this work. Lord Chaitanya first inaugurated the Sankirtan or Ramdhun movement. It's Ramdhun, right?
Yes, Mataji. Ramdhun.
Ramdhun movement, and the later Goswami supported it by scholarly philosophical synthesis. The 6 Sandarbhas by Srila Jiva Goswami are marvelous in this respect.
Thank you, Mataji. So now the first thing. So spiritual angle we should see in the Gandhi, and based upon what Gandhi every time. So wherever he is in his meeting, when the Sankirtan time happens, that means he used to sing the holy names of Rama. And that's why that's the Ramdhun actually we say. Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, something he used to sing this. So of course, maybe it is having some kind of controversy, but the point is we have to make the movement strategy. So we should get the help of Vallabhai Patel. That is the goal of this Śrīla Prabhupada. So now Gandhi used to give the importance to this chanting the holy names. Wherever he stay, wherever in whichever meeting, it's how maybe it is important. But immediately if time is that time for the chanting, he used to go for the chanting. And then he'll come back and after that he'll involve in the discussion. So what it is reflecting, that means his importance to the holy name, that Prabhupada is taking out. And he is showing that. Gandhi also did. Now he's projecting his agenda. What is his agenda? Sankirtan movement. So Sankirtan movement is the most important, first and foremost, the beginning one. But one who is not a devotee of Godhead has not any value for his good qualities. So one may be so much, so very nice person, so-called nice person. But without the devotion, so all those qualities are waste. Like in the Prahlad Stuti, you can see in the Narsimha Bhagavan. So that is not the thing. In the 7th chapter, you can see in the 7th chapter, 7th canto, 9th chapter. Very nice sloka is Nara Manye Dhanabhijana Rupa Tapashru Jasteja Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yoga Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumso bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayudha paya. Next sloka. Vipra dishad guna yutada ravinda nabha pada ravinda vimukat swapacham varishtam manye tadarpita manovachane hitartham pranam punati sakulam natu bhuri manaha. 7th canto, 9th chapter, 10th sloka. Can anyone read the translation of this? 7th canto, 9th chapter, 10th sloka. Viprat Vishad Guna Yutadara Vindanabha.
10th sloka, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. If a Brahmana has all 12 of the Brahminical qualifications, as they are stated in the book called Sanat Sujata, but is not a devotee and is averse to the lotus feet of the Lord, He is certainly lower than a devotee who is a dog eater, but who has dedicated everything, mind, words, activities, wealth, and life, to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee is better than such a Brahmana because the devotee can purify his whole family, whereas the so-called Brahmana, in a position of false prestige, cannot purify even himself.
Thank you, bro. So this is the point. A Brahmana, so he might be having the so-called good qualities because he's in the mode of goodness. Definitely he'll be having the so many good qualities. And if he is not a devotee, all these good qualities will not give any value for him. Because a dog eater, he may not be having any good qualities because he's not in the mode of goodness. But if he is a devotee of the Lord, then if he is a devotee of the Lord, so he is better than that Brahmana who is not doing any devotion. Because this dog eater who is the devotee and dog eater and who is the devotee, he can purify entire his dynasty. And that Brahmana, even he cannot purify himself. So Prabhupada is saying, one may have so many good qualities. So what is that? Devotion is the main thing, actually. If it is not there, there is no value of those good qualities. So that's why he's making a point. He is seeing the devotional angle of Gandhiji, and also here telling to the Vallabhai Patel also. Whatever maybe good things we do for the society, but devotion is the more and more actually important. And that is only adding the value. There are so many thousands of zeros. But if there is no one, the value is of all those 1,000 zeros is zero only. But if you keep one, then that will become the millions, billions actually. So devotion is like that one. So what he is saying, he utilizes his so-called good qualities for ulterior purpose. Then that kind of person will use these good qualities for ulterior purpose. As such, the easy way to raise the moral standard of people in general is, so that's why if we want to raise moral standards in the society, what should be given to that society? So first and foremost is devotion should be given to them. That's why is to make this Sankirtan movement more popular all over the world by philosophical discourses based on reasoning and moral and ethical codes. What is Sankirtan movement? Sankirtan movement is not just singing and dancing. That is also Sankirtan movement. That is also one of the part of the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtan movement, philosophical discourses. That means understanding the devotional philosophy based upon the reasoning, not just for the sake of reading and reading. It should be based upon the philosophical discourses based on reasoning and moral and ethical codes. Also, we should discuss what is the right and wrong. That also is important. So, the Vaishnava Acharyas, especially Lord Chaitanya, and his 6 Goswami disciples, give us ample opportunity and scope for this work. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated Sankirtan movement. Many times people think that Sankirtan movement means only chanting and distributing books. But not only distributing books, also should study the books, understand deeply the meaning of your subject matter. So, Lord Chaitanya first inaugurated the Sankirtan or Ramdhan movement. So that's why the first holy name propagation, if you see majorly in this Kali Yuga, in the Bhagavatam already Sankirtan movement is there. That's why Shrunvatam Sakatam Krishnaha Punya Shravana Kirtana Hrudyantasto Hyabadrani Vidunoti Suhrus Satam. Sota Goswami himself is saying 5,000 years back, Shrunvatam Sakatam Krishnaha, by hearing the Krishna's names and Krishna's glories, Hrudyantasto Hyabadrani, that means all the contamination in the heart will be cleaned. This is the thing, but it is inaugurated and it is highlighted by the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mercifully he did. So that's the Acharyas are coming, and time to time they will wake up the society actually. And along with that, what is that? Later 6 Goswamis after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, So Goswami supported it by scholarly philosophical synthesis. Why the Sankirtan movement should be backed up by the proper understanding of philosophy. Sankirtan movement, and without proper philosophical understanding, will go to the direction of sahajiyata actually. So it will deviate, it will bring the deviation actually in the movement. So that's why Sankirtan movement plus scholarly philosophical synthesis. That's why Goswamis did. Especially what the 6 Sandarbhas by Śrīla Jiva Goswami are marvelous in this respect. So that means Sankirtan movement and books, studying the books, not just selling the books or distributing the books. Books, studying and understanding the subject matter. This total is known as Sankirtan movement. This is the first and foremost movement. That's why this movement, if you see this Krishna conscious movement, Srila Prabhupada started very before, not only just 1965. In 1965, he started ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. But Krishna consciousness movement, spreading the Krishna consciousness, he started very early only. So when he met his Guru Maharaj, so from that onwards, when he at the age of 24, so he from there onwards he started, that means keep on writing the translations on Bhagavad Gita and teaching, preaching. This movement is started in 1920s itself. In 1896, he took birth in 1920. So he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj. Then from there onwards, he already started his preaching. But organization started in the 1965. But the movement is very early. He is otherwise why he will write this letter to the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He wants to inaugurate. His movement is ready, and he is in the Jhansi League of Devotees. He started, and so many things. So he's keep on trying. So this Krishna conscious movement begins with what? Sankirtan. First and foremost thing is Sankirtan. Whenever he went to West also, he was sitting in the Tompkins Park under the tree, and he did chanting. And after that, souls are invited. So that means what will happen if anyone hear the holy name? Whenever holy name is heard by any Jivatma, if he doesn't have so many offenses, anarthas, immediately that Jivatma will be getting the attraction towards the holy name. Why? Jivatma is inherently, that means by the characteristic, if you see the characteristic, the intrinsic characteristic of Jivatma is what? Getting, that means attracted, being attracted by the Lord. This is there naturally in the every Jivatma. Attraction towards the Krishna is there in every Jivatma naturally. The tendencies are there. That characteristic is there. So only the stopping thing is what? Only our anarthas. If anarthas are not there, immediately that Jivatma, just by hearing the holy name, it will get the natural taste and immediately it will be pulled actually. If you have more anarthas, then less, and less anarthas, then attraction will be the easily reflecting, like jaundice. So if you have severe jaundice, then the sugarcane juice will be more bitter. And if you have less jaundice, then less bitter. Medium, then medium bitterness. You'll be feeling when you drink the sugarcane juice. So it depends upon the disease level. Otherwise, everyone, that's a tongue is in an undiseased condition, tongue is having the nature of what? Tasting the sugarcane juice in a sweet way. So that is natural to the tongue. Similarly, for the Jivatma also, naturally is what? What is the natural thing for the Jivatma? Getting attraction towards the Lord. So that's why Sankirtan, when we go to the outside in the roads and chant the holy names, then what will happen? Those fortunate Jivatmas who doesn't have more and more anarthas, so those will get the attraction actually. Attraction to the Lord, holy name. So then what will happen next? In the next moment. So second moment, point 2.
The second item is to take up the temple entry or temple worship movement. This is in the real sense a theistic cultural movement, and the facility or opportunity shall be open to everyone.
Yeah.
whatsoever he may be. All the past acharyas accepted everyone who desires to offer his respect to God, inspired by transcendental love and devotion. We can support this movement of Gandhiji on the authority of Shastras. There are thousands and lakhs of temples all over India, but they are not always properly managed. Some of them have become the positive dens for undesirable activities, and most of the owners or trustees of such temples do not know how to utilize these sacred buildings. Neither modernized gentlemen have any interest for these neglected theistic institutions. Originally, the aim of these temples was to diffuse spiritual culture in every quarter. These temples or theistic institutions should therefore be reorganized as a center of spiritual culture according to authentic principles as laid down in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, Mataji. So the next second. So once those Jivatmas so got this some basic interest to know about the Lord, because by hearing the sadhus, when the devotees are going on the roads and doing the kirtan, by seeing that means that is a sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha is also beyond the modes. It's transcendental. Because of that transcendental effect, these jivatmas who have less anarthas will get the attraction by hearing and by seeing. What is the reference for this in the Bhagavatam? It is said in the Bhagavatam also. Sotu Goswami is also saying in the second chapter itself, in the first canto, second chapter itself, he is saying. Anyone can recall this sloka? Anyone wants to try? What is that sloka? That means we go outside and do the kirtan. Sadhu, when he goes outside, so by seeing him, even people will get the attraction and he'll be coming to him to hear further and further, learn more about the Krishna consciousness. So this kind of sloka you find anywhere? You know? You want to guess? Okay, no problem. I will tell you.
16, Prabhu.
Huh?
16. Susrushosha Danasya Vasudeva
Shusho
Kataru.
Shraddha Yes, Prabhu, you are saying rightly. Shusho Shraddha Dhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. This is a very, very important sloka. This is the sloka reference. This is the base actually for the point whatever Prabhupada is writing on the first point. Shushusho Shraddha Dhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Mahassevaya Viprah Punyatirtha Nishevanat. Pro translation.
Translation. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva.
Yeah. So here we will see the understanding of this sloka. Punyatirtha Nishevanat. How the acharyas are writing, if you see in the purport, Śrīla Prabhupāda is also mentioning the various points from the acharyas. So initially what happened? Punyatirtha Nishevanat. Punyatirtha means wherever sadhus are there, that is Punyatirtha. That's a holy place. So holy place may be fixed. That means Vrindavan Dham and Mayapur Dham. These are all. Or otherwise, if devotees are traveling on the road, then that is a Punyatirtha. It's a holy place. So whenever the person, whoever is coming, because of some reason, maybe to do business, and because of some other business, he is coming to that place, by seeing the sadhu, Punyatirtha Nishevanat. When he comes to that holy place and by seeing the sadhu, then after that what? Syan Mahassevaya Vipraha. Vipraha means, oh Vipraha, oh sages. These sages are in front of him. Sotu Goswami's friend, there are Saunakadi Rishis are there. O Vipraha, Punyatirtha Nishevanat, because of serving this holy place. That means serving this holy place means any non-devotee, if he comes to this holy place, what will happen? So, Syan Mahassevaya. So he will be coming to this holy place, and there what he is finding? He is finding the sadhus. That means he is doing the seva. What kind of seva? Darshan itself is a seva. Darshan is also seva, you know. It's not that the seva means you should take something and give. And if you pay obeisances, and if you appreciate, if the sadhu's face is so effulgent, and by seeing that effulgence, oh, he's so beautiful and he's so looking charming. That kind of appreciation, if you get in your heart, that is also seva. So that's why Syan Mahasevaya, by doing the service to that sadhus, that means a non-devotee going to the holy place, and there he is doing the Mahaseva, means serving the sadhus by the darshan and by touching and by just seeing anything. Then what will happen? He will be, by that seva, immediately his sukriti started. So his devotional account is opened. And if he doesn't have more and more anarthas, and that sadhu wants to give mercy, then even if he's having the anarthas also, he can become devotee. But if he have less anarthas, then automatically, so he will feel the inquisitiveness. Oh, you are singing this holy name. What is this holy name? Let me know. So why you are all singing? So this kind of enthusiasm he'll be getting, inquisitiveness he'll be getting. Then what will he do? He will be doing Shushusho Shraddha Dhanasya. Then he will be going to him and he is asking. He will ask. What he will ask? So what is this holy name? Who is Krishna? Why we have to accept Krishna? What is this? What is that? When he hear from that sadhu, Shushushoho means hearing from him. Shraddha Dhanasya, with the faith. That means keeping, because he's having the faith, that's why he's coming to that place, to that sadhu. And then if he hears that sadhu, and sadhu, whenever if you go and meet, he will not tell the Loka Ramayanam, the Gramya Katha. He will be definitely telling about the Lord. Then what will happen? Then Vasudeva Katha Ruchihi. Then from that sadhu, if he hears, then he will be getting the taste for the Vasudeva Katha. So this is the system. The same thing. Now, what Prabhupada is saying, the first moment is Sankirtan moment. Because people are not ready to go to the Vrindavan, Mayapur so easily. So we are carrying the Punya Tirtha, that means holy place, in the form of what? Sankirtan moment. So when we go on the roads, we're doing the Sankirtan, it is nothing but taking the holy place to the everyone. So then they will be appreciating and coming to us, and they want to know more about the Lord, and they want to hear. When they hear faithfully, recording stopped. Huh? Start or stop?
Stopped.
Huh? No, मेरा बंद नहीं हुआ.
Prabhu, there were two IDVM. One of them got dropped, so the host changed to you, so it stopped.
Acha. I should start then. Yeah.
Streaming is going.
Yeah, streaming is going. So, Punya Tirtha, yeah. So then after meeting that sadhu, they will be inquiring more. They want to hear more. So that's why we need a place. We need a place where we can cultivate these people who are getting the taste, interest to hear more. So that's why second movement is needed. That is temple. Temple is needed. In this, the second item is to take up temple entry or temple worship movement. This is the place whoever is interested in hearing more about Krishna Katha and develop the taste for the Krishna Katha, they can get the ample opportunity to hear more about the Krishna Katha. That's why temples are educational centers. So those will be teaching about the Krishna consciousness. This is in the real sense a theistic cultural movement, and the facility or opportunity shall be open to everyone whatsoever he may be. That means when we go for the Kirtan, Nagar Sankirtan, whoever is interested to know more about the Krishna and the holy name, they should be invited to the temple, and everyone should be given equal opportunity. In Gandhi also he did taking all these Dalitas, that means the lower outcast people, so-called outcast people in the society. So all of them actually at that time restriction was there in the society, but Gandhi was opening the doors for all these people, opening the doors of the temples for all these people. But whatever the agenda, we don't know about the Gandhi, but Prabhupada's point is very clear. After hearing the holy name, when after in the Nagar Sankirtan, they want to know more. So that's why we need to have some spiritual center where they can learn more about the spirituality. So that means for the devotion, every Jivatma is eligible actually. Whatever body he is having, it's not a mandate actually. It's not a mandatory. Say it whatever it may be. So that's why everyone should be allowed. Prabhupada is saying based upon the Shastra. And we are not discussing what is the mood of the Gandhiji. That is not our point of discussion here. So all the past acharyas accepted everyone who desires to offer his respect to God, inspired by transcendental love and devotion. Yes. Acharyas accept. Ramanuja also accepted. Madhva also accepted. All the people actually. Purandar Das, Kanakadas, they are not the Brahmanas. If you see in the Madhvacharyas, so Parampara, they are also accepted as devotees. For the devotion, everyone is eligible. So we can support this movement of Gandhiji on the authority of the Shastras. So we don't know what authority Gandhi is taking and saying that movement, but Prabhupada is saying that clearly on the authority of the Shastras. So whatever Gandhi inaugurated, that means allowing all the people to the temple, that we will be so redoing now. There are thousands and lakhs of temples all over India, but they are not always properly managed. Because this is a problem actually, the spirit of preaching was gone. Otherwise, Vedic culture means what? Everyone will be trained in the philosophy of karma and philosophy of dharma and philosophy of devotion. But that was stopped actually. These temples became simply a ritualistic centers. Ritualistic programs they were doing. Some so-called puja and asking something to the Lord. I want this and that. So for the keeping your request to the Lord is the center. Like that it became. But actually what? The purpose of the temples are meant for the educating the people in the science of devotion. Some of them have become the positive dens for the undesirable activities, and most of the owners or trustees of such temples don't know how to utilize these sacred buildings. Prabhupada is saying actually, if Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel could have supported there, if he supported at that time, so all the temples Prabhupada wants to organize as a real standard he wants to bring into every temple. If government is with us, then we can do anything. Because that is also early days. Just at that time we have freedom. We got the freedom. So at that time, this proposal might have been accepted, but unfortunately it was not accepted by the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. But Prabhupada is saying, these temples should educate those people who are interested. Neither modern, but what happened nowadays, not only at that time, now still it is like that. Only for some different festivals, they will put some program, and in that program, they will be bringing the DJ music. And that's why he is saying positive dance. So just dancing. So decks they will bring, and just they are dancing and drinking and so on and so on. Neither modernized gentlemen have any interest for these neglected theistic institutions.
Prabhu,
Is institute.
screen,
Oh, achha, sorry. Originally, the aim of these temples was to diffuse spiritual culture in every quarter. These temples or theistic institutions should therefore be reorganized as the center of spiritual culture according to authentic principles as laid down in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. That means in the temples, we will be giving the teachings based upon the Bhagavad Gita. That's why Prabhupada, every center, morning and evening, definitely there should be a discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. That is the main program. And also there should be Harati and singing. That means Sankirtan. So cultivating the Krishna consciousness in everyone. This was the second thing. That means those Jivatmas who are having the interest to know more about the Lord, so those all will be now trained in the teachings, by the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And they will be understanding Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they will be understanding devotion is only the one mean which can give the ultimate result. So this kind of understanding they will get from these centers. So now next, that means once if you understand the supremacy of the Lord, that will leading to what? Shraddha, faith will be coming. Faith on the Lord, faith on the devotion one will be getting. Then what we have to do? We have to introduce bhajan to them. So we should take the commitment from them. So that's why next is what? Third movement. Yes. Someone? Yeah. Yes.
Somebody else would like to read. Can I go ahead?
Yes.
The third item is to take up the Harijan movement. This movement is, in the real sense, a spiritual initiation movement, and this should be organized in such a manner that people all over the world may take interest in it. The Harijan is a word which shall not be used neglectfully as it is done now, but attempt should be made to make everybody a Harijan. Harijan means the recognized man of Hari, the personality of Godhead, and thus he, the Harijan, is as important a man as the knight of the king. So Harijan movement should be strengthened more scientifically to turn every person who is now Mayajan into a Harijan. The Mayajan is a word which is applicable to a person who is ordinarily engaged in the service of materialistic pursuits, whereas the Harijan is the person whose main business is to attain perfection of human life, as Mahatma Gandhi did by spiritualistic realization. This movement should therefore be conducted under strict disciplinary methods as prescribed by the Mahajan or the Harijan of accredited merit. In such a movement, we shall have full cooperation of the Sadhu community in India.
Thank you, Mataji. So next point is Harijan movement. That means initiation movement. Harijan. How we will make Harijan? Whoever is taking birth in the lower caste, whoever is not having the wealth, that means he's a poor person, he is Harijan. So this was the trend actually. It was going on in early days. But Prabhupada is saying that this Harijan movement should not be conducted based upon the so-called political agenda or something. Yes, Harijan movement is a scientific movement actually. Harijan means the recognized man of the Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus, he is as important a man as the knight of king. That means in temples, now what happened? So Nagar Sankirtan, interested souls, temples, getting the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, getting the faith on the Bhagavatam, faith on the Lord and Bhakti. Then what we should do? We should give initiation to them. We should make them Harijanas. Means we should initiate them as a strict follower of Krishna consciousness. So that's why we are giving the initiation for them. Harijan, how we make Harijan is a Vaishnava by giving the initiation. What is initiation? We are asking them to commit for the doing the service to the Lord. Every day I will chant at least 16 rounds. So that means we are introducing this Harijan movement for them. That means we are inviting them to the family of Vaishnavas. But we are seeing how much only some Shraddha, not full Shraddha. At least he is able to chant 16 rounds. That much Shraddha if he is having. That much surrenderance if he is having. That means he is surrendered. At least I should give at least 2 hours in my day for the Krishna. This much actually, that means he has surrenderance towards the Lord. That means he may not have full Shraddha, but this much Shraddha if he is having, then so he will be initiated as Vaishnava, as a Harijan. So that means in the temples, we are, after coming to the temples, regularly we will ask them to come to the temples and hear Sunday feast classes. And also we will encourage them to attend Mangalarati. So by following Mangalarati and attending the Sunday feast classes and hearing the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and clarifying some doubts, then he will get this some faith. At least, yeah, I accept. But he is having so much other, that means doubts, but at least some doubts are cleared and some faith he got. Then if he is becoming fit to chant at least 16 rounds, then we give the initiation. Mayajan is a word which is applicable to a person who is ordinarily engaged in the service of materialistic pursuits. Whereas the Harijan is the person whose main business is to attain perfection of human life. His business is what? He wants to make him perfect. That means we are making him to commit to this goal. That means perfecting the life. That means fully become, I want to become fully Krishna consciousness. So for this reason, we are motivating it. For this goal, we are motivating. As Mahatma Gandhi did, by spiritualistic realization. This movement should therefore be conducted under the strict disciplinary methods as prescribed by Mahajanas or the Harijana of accredited merit. So that's why Harijan stamp we should not give cheaply to anyone. Just he is in the lower caste and with poverty. No, that cannot be the qualification. So Harijan will be, he is the Harijan, he will be initiated and he will be recognized as the Harijan who is committing at least 16 rounds. Time to chant 16 rounds. Okay, so this is the third moment. Then after that, fourth.
The fourth item is to organize the much discussed caste system as a solution of natural division of the human beings all over the world. Nationalistic division of human races is artificial, but scientific division of the caste system as envisaged in the Bhagavad Gita is natural. We shall have to pick up Brahmanas and others not only from the Indian people but from the peoples all over the world. The vitiated caste system of present India is never sanctioned by the scriptures, but the caste system is made by God according to quality and work of the subject, and it was never designed for the benefit of accidental birthright. Thus, whatever is made by God cannot be destroyed by man. Destruction of the caste system, as contemplated by some exponents, is therefore out of question. By the modes of nature, different persons are imbued with different qualities, and the scientific way of division of human society from the qualitative aspect by the caste system is quite natural. But the basic principle of such caste system is to serve the plan of Godhead, and by doing so, the four orders of caste system make a headway by the cooperative method. When such spiritual progress is definitely made, the materialistic progress is automatically effected as a matter of course. That makes a real classless society.
Thank you, madam. So fourth one is classless society. Once these devotees, whoever committed their time for the 2 hours to chant the 16 rounds and 4 regulative principles, and also doing some worship, is this sufficient? This is not sufficient actually. This is not sufficient to go back to the Godhead. He should become fully Krishna consciousness, 24 hours Krishna consciousness. That's the meaning of Anyavilasha Sunyam Gnana Karmadhyanavrutam Anukulyena Krishnanuselanam Bhaktiruttama. So this sloka given by Prabhupada Goswami is saying that Sadhana bhakti means one should be fully surrendered to the Lord and doing the direct devotion for the Lord without any other motivation, 24/7. So that means these people's consciousness should be raised to that level. It should be raised to that level. That means they should be surrendering to the Lord such a way. So that means sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. There what Krishna is saying, he is asking to surrender to him fully, not to surrender to any other objects. So-called society, these, that, no. So that means further cultivation is needed for those people. Whoever took the initiation, whoever becoming serious, those people has to take the, next, that means next step, that means those people has to be given opportunity to develop more and more Shraddha. So that will be possible by regular hearing of the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and also doing the sadhana based upon the whatever they committed. And by doing like this, then what will happen? And also they should follow their regulative principles. The regulative principles, so they should follow their dharma. So then what will happen? Then automatically, yeah. So their Shraddha will increase and they will become one day. So that means to become fully. Those will become fully surrendered to the Lord. So for that, there is a need to create a proper atmosphere. The proper atmosphere has to be created. So that's the fourth moment is what? To organize the much discussed caste system as a solution of natural division the human beings all over the world. Nationalistic division of human races is artificial, but scientific division of the caste system is envisaged in the Bhagavad Gita is natural. Because why Prabhupada is writing this system, this natural system that is based upon the guna and karma, that means what is that system? So which is said in the Bhagavad Gita, that is the varnashrama system. So caste system which is natural. Chatur varnam maya system guna karma vibhagashaha. This is needed actually to these people who are now becoming, taking the Harijan Diksha, that means the initiation, Harinam Diksha, and those has to be properly situated. They should be in the association of the devotees. There is a need of society. There is a need of the society. And for this purpose, so there is a need. That means society means there is a need to organize the people based upon the some system. That is a Varnashram system. Now you should not think that they are now fully pure devotees. No, they are doing 16 rounds only, not doing the 24 hours. Sadhana bhakti means if you want to become a real sadhaka. So according to the Rupa Goswami standard, Shraddha means Purna Shraddha. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. That means he should be fully surrendered to the Lord and endeavor to do direct devotion for 24 hours. But that is not there. But you should bring those people to that level. So for that, we need to create the association for them. We need to give association for them. And also they should do the karma. Tavat karmani kurveta nanirvidyeta yavata matkata shavanado va saddha yavanna jayate. That means till they don't get the full shraddha in the Lord, they has to do karma. What is that karma? Based upon the varna and dharma, varna and ashrama. And that will keep them in the mode of goodness. And being in that, he should regularly hear the sadhana. He should do the sadhana. Regularly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and get the association of the devotees and hear the Bhagavatam. That will increase their Shraddha towards the Lord, and they will committing themselves, submitting themselves, surrendering themselves to the Lord. That should come actually. So that's why one good atmosphere is needed. So that's why this society has to be formed. Society has to be reorganized. Ultimate, this Varnashrama system is there for what? To make everyone pure devotee. Atah pumbir didishreshta Varnashrama vibhagashaha swanishtasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. To just please the Lord. That is the goal of this system. This system will help to raise the consciousness of the people to become pure devotees. 24 hours, so they will be doing the direct devotion. So for that reason, We need this system. But this system was already corrupted, actually. And on that corrupted system, so-called politicians, political leaders said that annihilation of caste system. They took the agenda of annihilating this caste system. So that is the one of the agenda in the when they started compiling this constitution, they started saying that annihilation of the caste system. The paper is written and it is published and it is given to all the people. And now in this constitution, we are not giving any scope or space to caste system. But actually, caste system is not wrong. But corrupted caste system is wrong. Like hand is not wrong, but diseased hand is wrong. So if some disease is there in the hand, what you will do? You'll chop off the hand or you'll cure that disease. What you will do? You'll be curing the disease, not chopping off that hand. So if caste system is having some corruption, then you should remove the corruption, but you should not destroy the caste system. You cannot annihilate the caste system. So caste system is, one may say, oh, in the caste system, Kali Yuga, caste system is not working. Who said? Because this caste system is natural to this material world. Caste means what? Is division of the people based upon the modes. Modes are there in the Satya Yuga, modes are there in the Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga also. Modes are not going away. We are not becoming the transcendental. And Sattva Guna is there, Raja Guna is there, Tamo Guna is there. In all the yugas, the three gunas are there. And some people are just influenced by the Sattva Guna more. Some are in the Raja Guna, some are due to Tamo Guna. So that's why people, you can find variety of the people. Their psychophysic nature is based upon the modes. And that you will be seeing the variegation of that. And now you have to divide the people based upon that principle. Like you see, in the Kali Yuga, in the Satya Yuga, water is quenching our thirst. So the property of water is changing in the Kali Yuga. So now in the Kali Yuga, instead of drinking the water, are you drinking petrol to quench your thirst? Because Kali Yuga, water will not function. Water's dharma is no more. Is it like that? No, no. So the system, whatever is there actually. Prabhupada is clearly mentioning this. So that purpose of that system is what? To make everyone pure devotee, to keep them into the proper positions. And everyone should be given with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And inculcate or cultivate the Krishna consciousness in them. And so that make them pure devotees. So what he's saying, we shall have to pick up Brahmanas and others, not only from the Indian people, but from people all over the world. So this Varnashrama system is not for only India. Nowadays, people are saying that if you don't want to have our resolution in your country, you leave that, but we will follow that resolution. They are dividing this culture based upon the countries. But this culture, this Daiva, the Varnashrama, that means this Vedic culture, is for everyone, not for the only just Indians. Is for everyone. Prabhupada is saying that what? Pick up the Brahmanas from all over the world. When he's saying 1949, it's not that the 1965 is saying this. This is the vision actually. Acharya means he do work like this. He foresee the things. And he's seeing, and he did that. In 1965, he did that actually. He brought he started Sankirtan movement there. He started temples there. He started Harijana movement there. And then after that, he introduced that's Brahmana initiation for them. He did actually, everything he did sequentially. So that's why if there is no caste system is needed for us, why the Brahmana initiation? Why the sannyasi? Why the vanaprastha? Why the identification of grihastha and brahmachari? Why? These are all needed actually. Until unless you are not in the stage of purely devotion, 24 hours in not direct devotion, then you have to You have to accept the duties based upon the Varna and Ashrama. So, but the caste system is made by God according to quality and work of the subject, and it was never designed for the benefit of accidental birthright. That's the corruption happened. So it's not based upon so-called birthright. Thus, whatever is made by God cannot be destroyed by man. This cannot be destroyed. Temporarily, you may see it is like destroyed, but it is not, cannot be. So that's why in Kali Yuga, oh, it is not possible. Who said it's not possible? It is already you are following. When you say I am Gruhastha, you are following already. When you say yourself as a Brahmachari, you are following already. It's not that I am pure devotee, I am not a. Then if you are in the pure devotion level, we should not identify ourselves as a male and female also. That is the situation. There is no male and female discrimination. But that is not possible actually. So I am pure devotee, then I will sit with the Matajis also. And also let the Matajis also come and stay within our ashrams. Will you do that? Because they are also pure devotee. So they are also pure devotee and you are also pure devotee. Everyone is pure devotee. Then everyone stay together. Why there is a need of marriage and why there is need of any grahasthashram and vanaprastha? Why these are all? So, but now that means we are not in that level. So we need to follow. Even if you become that level, if you get, but to set example to the society. That means some are pure devotees are there, still they are following the so-called, that means sannyas ashram, just to set example to the society. Yadyadacharita shrestha tatyadeve taro janaha sayat pramanam krute lokas tadanu vartate. So to set example to the society, they will follow. So that's why, thus whatever is made by God cannot be destroyed by man. Destruction of the caste system as contemplated by some exponents. This is the point. Some exponents have said that annihilation of caste system is therefore out of question. It's out of question. By the modes of nature, different persons are imbued with the different qualities and the scientific way of division of human system, human society. From the quality aspect, by the caste system is quite natural, but the basic principle of such caste system is to serve the plan of Godhead. That's why the goal is what? Serving the Lord and making everyone making them to realize their original constitutional position, that is servant of the Lord. That is the main goal. So by doing so, the four order of caste system make a headway by the cooperative method. When such a spiritual progress is definitely made, the materialistic progress. That means, so ultimately how to make whole world into the Krishna consciousness. Introducing this system, we can make whole world into the Krishna consciousness, where the Krishna is only the focus. So last thing I will read. The above four Gandhi methods, if done in an organized scientific way, that means in what way, what was the thinking behind these four movements? So Gandhi was having, we don't know, but Prabhupada is giving that direction that these four movements has to be conducted based upon a systematic approach based upon the scriptures, based upon the Shastra. Scientific way supported by all the authentic scriptures of all religiosities will bring in that tranquility of peace, respite of all harshness and bitterness of present world. So that's why Krishna consciousness centered this Varnashrama system, that is Daiva Varnashrama. So will bring the peace in all over the world, which we have longed for till now. So which was there, but it is about to finish. Why the India is so great? Because of Vedic culture, where the Krishna is the center. But in due course of the time, so many other sampradayas and this and that came. But original plan is what? So all the people are in the society meant for serving the Lord. If you see in the Manusmriti also, in the 7th canto, in the 11th chapter, so when Narada Muni is explaining the 30 qualities of the human beings, he is mentioning Shravanam Kirtanam. That means bhakti is prescribed to everyone. That means all Dharma Shastras are recommending bhakti. That is the mandatory work for every human being. This human life is meant for the progressing in Krishna consciousness. I wish to organize a spiritual society for the above movements. So that's why to organize those 4 movements, he need a society. That society is, after that, later in 1949, he thought there is a need of society. Then, so by the mercy of the Lord in 1965, he made that society as international society. It's not for the Indians. Indian society, no, it's not the Indian society, but the international society for Krishna consciousness. So, and therefore, I seek your active help and support for this. He's requesting Vallabhai Patel to help. The immediate need is to start an organization center in a suitable place, preferably in New Delhi. He's also addressing the place, New Delhi, under your direct supervision. So, under his direct supervision, and to train up a batch of young men for this transcendental service. What he wants to have youth actually. He wants to select the youth for this. Take the different youth. So, ultimately what? He wants to organize these 4 movements. For that, there is a need of society. And therefore, I seek your active help and support for this. The immediate need is to start an organization center in a suitable place, preferably in New Delhi, under your direct supervision, and to train up a batch of young men for this transcendental service. We need to have a youth. So he was planning to have youth, if possible, to conduct a monthly magazine in this respect for propaganda work. Okay. If your honor will allow me an interview, I shall be very glad to explain the whole idea personally and let you know how the scheme can be given a practical shape for subsiding the general unrest all over the world. Because these 4 movements are solution for all the problems in the society. That was the plan, original plan. Such an organized movement shall be the panacea of all social maladies. The state is giving help for so many man-made purposes, and I pray that a sum of 2,000 rupees per month may be allowed for starting this Gandhian movement in organized form. Gandhian movement in organized form means based on the scriptures, based upon the Shastra. And that on authentic basis, I think if your honor, as a renowned practical man, accept my humble suggestion, it may be by the will of God that the whole atmosphere of the present world calamities may be mitigated altogether. All the problems of the society will be finished with these 4 movements. If you leave any movement in this, result will not come. This is the solution actually, because organizing the society finally based upon the principles of Krishna consciousness is the final shape actually for this movement, that's the overall movement. That the whole atmosphere of the present world calamities may be mitigated altogether. My humble self had the privilege of taking this training under the lotus feet of my spiritual master. That's the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj. And I am confident to organize this work in a scientific way if I am helped by the state. See, he is saying he is so confident to organize these 4 movements through a society, provided if there is a help by the state. But nobody listened. Nobody heard his proposal, strategy. Then he only started then later. Sankirtan movement, temple entry movement, Harijan movement, that is initiation. 4th one is classless society. Why it is classless society? And he is saying to divide society based upon the guna and karma, and he is saying classless society because we have different classes based upon the body, and we don't have any classes based upon the soul because we are all devotees. So in that respect, there is no classes. There are no classes. Hoping to be executed for interviewing upon your valuable time and waiting your early reply with a deep interest. With my best regards, I beg to remain. So he is expecting the reply, early reply, with a deep interest. With my best regards, I beg to remain. Yours faithfully, Abhay Charan De. Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. So this is the vision, actually strategy, because in our forum, in our group, we are discussing what is the strategy. That means some devotees said that this mandate of ISKCON, and mandate of ISKCON is the goal for this society. But what is the strategy to reach that mandate? So that is 4 movements. These 4 movements has to be organized through this society, and so that all the solutions, all the problems of the world will be resolved, and everyone will be directed towards the pure devotional service. Yes, Prabhu. We'll take the questions now, just quickly, some few minutes. Then we'll wind up the this session, and we can discuss, continuing the discussion on this further in the next Saturday, actually, in same time. Okay, Mukunda Murali. Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu. Please ask questions. Any
Hare
questions?
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Any comments?
Yeah, like I just was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Like, because Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he was not a Vaishnava. He
Yes.
was a politician.
Yeah.
And then to understand this, it requires the deep understanding of the Vaishnava philosophy. And probably it was like, unless somebody is trained in the Vaishnava culture, it is very difficult to understand the deep philosophical points Srila Prabhupada put before.
Yes.
And then another point probably is like probably he did not like Gandhian's ideology much. He was not in the Sardar himself. He was not in line with Gandhian philosophy much. So like and the Srila Prabhupada, of course, it was not a Gandhian philosophy he will put forward, but like by way of showing that like respect for Gandhi, it is Western philosophy Srila Prabhupada put forward.
Yes, yes, that's the point. So because to convince him, you are asking, I understood probably your question. So philosophy is there very deeply. Maybe we don't know what is the situation of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, but maybe he might be among all those politicians quite a good personality. He is a good man, and there is no doubt in that. So that much we know. But Prabhupada is also not directly pushing this movement, these 4 movements, but he's keeping the name of Gandhian movement, he's saying. So that because he's very popular at that time all over the India. But he wants to achieve the ultimate goal is spreading Krishna consciousness.
Correct.
So that he wants to. That is the way. That's the Srila Prabhupada. In the beginning only I said, he is seeing some positiveness, so which can be helpful for this spreading this mission. And immediately he is making cash that. That is the preacher's mood, actually. It is. It's a wonderful mood, actually, Srila Prabhupada is having. Yeah. Any questions, further questions on the movements? Any doubts if you have? So please, let's have a discussion. Any comments? Any comments also? Okay. So how you felt actually about this moment, about this strategy, whatever Prabhupada is given, and how you are seeing now present. So that means we should not criticize anyone. So whatever our senior Vaishnavas till now in the 50 years of this moment, whatever they did, that is very, very great. And we are all grateful for them, and we are respecting everyone, and everyone's service is also is very, very valuable, and their contribution is really very valuable, and we don't want to comment anyone. So only thing is our focus, what we have to see is, so what is our Acharya is desiring, so we'll focus on that instead of spending time on this is not happened, that is not happened. So we'll try to see the positively, the right direction, and with the good spirit. So we'll try to how to achieve these 4 movements. We will try to also further discussing in the next classes, because Prabhupada is saying the further plans how to execute these 4 movements. This further planning also he gave, that also we'll discuss from his direct words only. There is no mental speculation, there is no personal imagination. So we'll do that. But in these 4 moments, how that means you are seeing, that means what is your comment after hearing this? So how many of you are hearing this first time? Actually first time, raise the hand. So first time you are hearing this letter. Okay, electronic hand is also good. I can see. Yeah. Okay. 4. Okay, fine. No problem. So, oh, even 6, 7, 8, 6. So that means what is it that that's never late? What is that? What is that?
It's
Hey,
Never
better
late than never.
Late than never.
Huh?
Better late
It's
than
better
never.
late than never.
Better late than never, actually. Better late than never. So at least even it may be late for us, but it is not. We can do from now onwards. Yes, someone is raising. So Radhanuga Mataji. So please.
Yeah, Prabhuji, just like to add something that Prabhupada
Yeah.
could have recognized Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel as a very practical person who
Yes,
knew
yes.
the middle path to get
Yes,
the
yes.
things out. So probably
Yes,
he, out of all the politicians, he recognized him who
Yeah,
could
Mataji.
take the baton, ahead.
Yeah, very good
He
point.
had those qualities in him.
Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is having a very convincing quality. He can convince anyone, actually. That is the very great quality he is having. So all the provinces which are not ready to merge into the India to total. So he actually convinced everyone, and he made the path. And so that's the one of the reasons. Yeah, he's a practical man. In the first line itself, he wrote, he's a practical man. So you are a practical man. So that's right. Yeah.
And he took chance that if Vallabhbhai could understand the philosophy or could understand his point of view, Prabhupada's point of view, then he was just trying to put it across to him. It was up to him to understand.
Yeah, it's not a wrong thing. So we should try in all the ways. So maybe if we could have taken serious, then now by this time movement might have spread so much, actually. But anyway, Krishna's plans ultimately. So final, actually, Krishna's plans are final. So we should respect, and whatever happened. So we will try to serve the Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas, which is beginning from our Vasudev. So we will be trying to see that. Means Prabhupada gave so many things he discussed on this, and we will be discussing those in the further next coming sessions. And I request all of you to pass this video to others also who didn't come for this session, and you request them also to hear. And if they want to join to our group, you can send that message, that means link. That's a WhatsApp link which is already shared with you, so they may join to our group. Definitely. Yeah. Ravindra Sachipatra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yes.
we can term this class of yours as the foundation of Srila Prabhupada. He's setting up the foundation of his movement mission.
Yes, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. So any other further you like to add something?
You have already added so many spiritual colors to it, Prabhuji, today's class. So many spiritual colors. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Other students, other participants. Yes.
Prabhuji, I want to ask one thing. Prabhuji, the reason of this session that you've organized is to take us further in this movement. And then in case we have any query or we need some practical help where we are staying in the area, how to spread Krishna consciousness. This is the
Mataji.
reason for this session.
A good Masaji. So why I created this group? This is the important question, and why we are having these discussions. So the main thing is, so our interest is whatever the lacking in, that means where area in our movement, so that we have to see and push it. So that Prabhupada's mission and vision will be fulfilled. By that, entire humanity will get the right benefit. So because of that, so we are seeing now 4 movements are important. Sankirtan movement, that means going for the Sankirtan and distributing the books, having so many temples we built. And also next initiation is, that means people are trained in the temples and they are coming to the level of taking initiation. And it is also going on. And next, what we have to organize the society, our own Vaishnava societies, Vaishnava communities. So where devotees can get the proper association, and they will be following the activities which are very authentic by the Shastra, and which are not involved with the mode of passion and ignorance, so that there is no mental agitation for them. So that they can peacefully study Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and can understand deeply the philosophy of the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and understand, remove all his doubts, and get the full Shraddha, and surrender fully to the Lord, and do that 24 hours devotion. So this is the goal actually. So we need a society. We need to save our devotees from the agitation of the passion and ignorance. We need to have organized such a communities for our societies, our devotees. So for that, we need to have a collective effort. We need a collective effort. If you want to design a society based upon these scriptures, one person cannot do. So there are the various aspects are there to build a community. We need food, we need shelter, we need the education, health, and also protection. So many things are there. Those things we should do research and do traditional way, how the Shastra is doing, and revert. Now we start the reverting the whole world. We should not get that means we should not go with the flow of the world, but we should create the new flow where whole world will follow us. So that is the spirit of our Acharya. It's not that anyways the society is like this, and no, because bhakti and the devotees are more powerful than anyone in this whole world. So devotion, nothing is comparable with the devotion. And especially our Acharya is desiring. For that, we are ready to give our whole energy. So that's why to cultivate the spirit, and also to collectively we should do this planning, and whatever Prabhupada said, several things he said already. After this, in the morning walks, room conversations, he said so many things. Those also we'll discuss. Then slowly the working style and working path will be resolved for us. And definitely it will be, you'll be understanding so much in the coming further sessions. And also working plan also you'll understand. Yes, Mataji. Yes. Any other comments? Hari Gopal Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu, I just wanted to kind of resonate with, what you mentioned at the beginning, that, how this movement is originally initiated by Śrīla Vyasadeva himself, right? In terms of, 5,000 years you mentioned, like Vyasadeva is being described as Amohodrak, that he is able to visionize, or, how, things will happen. And Prabhupada in 1949 itself, he envisioned how he wants to build this whole society so beautifully. It's like, bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I want to do. And he already completely visualized it. Yes, and he also executed it exactly the same way that he envisioned it in 1949, almost 20 years after. So it's very nice to see. Yes. The third point that I wanted to share is that Prabhupada said, I've done 50% of the work, the remaining 50%. So can we understand that the first 3 items, which is the Sankirtana movement, the temple, and the initiation, which he's already set it up in a very structured way through the temples, the GBC or the Guru system or whatever. Finally, the establishment of the Varnashrama is what he is actually alluding to. Can we understand it that way? And the last item that he also mentions in terms of training the youth. So is that the area that is going to be the focus area, is what I wanted to understand, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, we need to see, that means how to implement Varnashrama. That's a fourth movement. Yeah, it is one of the big area. Out of these four movements, the fourth movement is a very big movement. Actually, it needs a lot of effort, and that's why it is, you can call it as a 50% of his whole mission. And for executing that, what is needed, he also said that that's Varnashrama college, so and so. Those we'll be discussing in the next further classes. And also Sankirtan movement also means the strongly, that means it's studying the philosophy, devotional philosophy with the reasoning. So something that means this is also clearly we should understand. Sankirtan movement means, so we should not take this simply as a biased way, only just doing the kirtan with the mridanga and kartal. That is definitely is there, but along with that, studying the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, 6 Sandarbhas and so and so, and all Acharya's books and commentaries, their deep understanding, thinking, it is coming under the Sankirtan movement. It is very, very important. And that also we should, that means here we are gathered here, whatever is so lacking, that we are going to carry, and we'll find and we'll carry. Yeah. Okay. Any other further comments or questions? And also youth, definitely we need lot of youth, and also so many area wise we have team, we need to have teams, and those teams will together, so will collectively work and try to organize first our own societies, and gradually we should organize the entire society. So that will be future work, will be definitely, hope some definitely good. And only thing is we need to cooperate each other, and collectively we can proceed.
Prabhu, just one additional thing, if I might.
Yes, Prabhu.
When we talk about Varnashrama, mostly we tend to think that Varnashrama is to do with farm communities and so on and so forth. Can we also in the future sessions discuss what does it really mean by Daivi Varnashrama? What is that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted, and what is that Srila Prabhupada wanted? So that we understand it's not just about farm communities, but it is much more than that, to try and understand as to how we can build it. So if you could consider that for the future sessions.
Yes, Prabhu, definitely. Definitely we'll add the so many things. Actually, we'll discuss. This is a beginning, it's a foundation. This is a foundational class. It's a beginning class. And a lot is there to discuss and to understand. And also further we should do the collectively research and grow it also. Now, that is also is there. And but still Srila Prabhupada said a lot about this moment, that also we'll discuss. Okay. Thank you very much. If you have any other further comments, so we can hear, or otherwise, so we'll wind up the class here today, and next Saturday we'll meet. And just my request is, please share this video with the, I'm not asking my other videos, but at least this video I want, because you may not, I'm not asking or requesting, but only for this video, whoever is, so you feel that means can understand and can fit. So please share with them and ask them to hear, and also to go through that letter and try to understand the strategy given by the Srila Prabhupada. And yeah, so and so. Thank you very much, Prabhus and Mataji, everyone. So Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.